So call for an uprising. And this is going to count for a call for ban evasion on the bingo card, by the way, if you happen to have that. A call for an uprising has had another channel banned. He then uploaded this video all about the channel getting banned for medical misinformation. Apparently, according to some people, he makes vague threats about me and potentially Surus, saying that he thinks we should be locked up or something like that. Who knows? Typical stuff that he says. Anyway, that video is now no longer on YouTube. Don't know if he removed it or if it got a strike. No idea. Don't care. Luckily, Baha, our savior, was able to find a copy of the video here on Brighton, which is some other BitChute, Rumble, right-wing YouTube copy, because they keep getting kicked off. So, let's check this out.
Welcome to today's show. If you're seeing this, you might be aware that...
Why is this posted on some rando's channel? Alex Hammer? Does Call for an Uprising go by Alex Hammer on this website? That'd be funny. Gotcha. It's someone who reposts videos from different channels. I might have to save this channel, honestly. They probably collect a lot of really crazy conspiracy stuff. Alright, saved. Anyway, let's watch Call's thing. Blackwing Hecate says, my favorite thing Call did was threaten to report Surus to VTube. I loved that. I'm reporting you to VTube.
My channel has been deleted. No surprise. No.
Ooh.
Big deal. Not trying to cause drama or create any type of sympathy. I'm just doing this to let you know where you can find me now, because now I only have one channel. I'm going to create another one. I could right now, but I'm going to wait a few days before I create it, because it's a process, and I'm just not really feeling up to it. But
my favorite Call videos are the ones right after a channel gets banned, and he sounds so deflated. This is my favorite version of Call. None of that sarcastic, bullshit. It's just him being sad. And I drink it. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up. Nick says, Call better watch out or he'll be reported to Finsta. Narnia Owl says, can't believe Surus got canceled by Corone.
You might be thinking, Call, what did you even do? Well, of course.
Medical misinformation.
Nobody knows.
It says right there. What do you mean no one knows? It's literally in the screenshot you posted. Hi, Call for an Uprising. Our team has reviewed your content, and we think it violates our medical misinformation policy. It says right there.
Right. I got a strike for one of the videos I did on
Surus got partner? Fuck yes. Good for Surus.
graphene. Now, what I did in the video is I showed the effects that graphene would have inside of a human.
There is no graphene in the vaccine. Period. End of. You can go and look up all the ingredients on the vaccine. There's no graphene in it. By the way, I should preface as well, for once I post this to YouTube, none of what Call says is medical information. He posts medical misinformation. This is me making a video trying to discuss how funny it is that idiots like this keep getting banned rightfully from YouTube for spreading misinformation. Please get vaccinated. Seriously, get your booster shots. It'd be great for you, your family, and your community. Blackwing Hecate with 30 bits.
Why is he angry? Secret dog! Secret dog!
I don't even know what the fuck that was.
His body, based off of a video that was actually trending on YouTube and being promoted by YouTube, which had 3, 4, 5 million views. I guess, I mean, obviously, you know, that's a stretch going 2 to 5 million, but I mean, at the time it had like 3 million. I think now maybe it has 5. There's a very popular video that they were pushing. I wouldn't have seen it if they weren't pushing it.
Call. The medical misinformation was not coming from the video you covered It's the misinformation you said about the video. I know you're not this obtuse. I know you're intentionally pretending like you don't know the reason. Like, I have a very low opinion of you, and even I don't think you're that dumb. You know exactly why you got struck down, because you continue to spread medical misinformation. Do you think you're doing it in some sort of top-secret code nobody can understand because you're an idiot and you use phrases like magic potion? Everyone knows what you're talking about. You're not speaking in Morse code. You're not like... We don't need a Turing machine in order to figure out the code you're using. You just replace words with other words. YouTube can see that. When videos get reported, you say, he's using magic potion in place of vaccine because he is trying to hide that he is spreading medical misinformation. And then you send the report in, and they look at it and go, oh yeah, that's obvious. Does he think we're idiots? He's so dumb. It's who Call wanted to report Cirrus to? Gotcha.
And I was just showing people what graphene can do inside of the human body. And a lot of people...
And you were implying that it's in the vaccine, which it isn't, because you're a liar.
Obviously, we're connecting the dots between...
Overthought says, Call is one channel deletion away from doing videos in Pig Latin.
A lot of the side effects of a lot of the things they see that are going on. So I got a strike for that. Unfortunately, fighting strikes when your channel...
Luckily, I speak Pig Latin. Ear hey, at thay, all k orphe, n-a, Uprising a, ooye, ucking fe, diet ea. Overthought says, I just read that one,
channel
sorry.
is completely gone is almost impossible.
What is cheese in Pig Latin? He's say?
Because the only thing you can do is submit an appeal, which is like it's kind of a weird process. When you have a strike on your channel, like if you have 1 or 2 strikes, you could submit one, and usually within 24 hours you find out. So find out, if it's accepted or not. So I shouldn't say...
Mitchell Drummer says, the only magic potion I take is the one I inject every week to turn me into a girl. I take pills. Blackwing Hecate says, Eastche.
Submit an appeal. You have to go through a process where you have to contact YouTube and hope that they look. And so it never really works out. I mean, there's a chance that it could, but I'm highly skeptical. Now, there's a few things and a few reasons why, of course. I have a lot of people that flag everything that I do. A lot of them are a part of a community that involves cutting off your private parts.
Cole, do you think I go to your channel and report every video? You don't take up that much of my day. I do the stream, and I go to your channel, and I see whatever video looks the most interesting to cover, and then I cover that video, and then if you do things that are TOS, I report it. If not, I don't. Only one time have I ever really gotten mad and gone through and looked for things to report. It turns out Call does TOS things in almost every single video. It's not hard. Nick says, he's finding out, all right, after fucking around all the time. Mitchell Drummer says, what language do cops in ancient Rome speak? Pig Latin. Burn. Take that, ancient Roman guards, you fucking narcs.
And actually, I had seen that, I was thinking actually about joining Twitter because some people were sending me stuff that people are pretending to be me on there, just like they're pretending to be me on YouTube or Facebook or...
Call has a Twitter account that he uses and he pretends it's not him.
Wherever else. And I'm kind of like okay with it because I think of it like anonymous, and not that I don't support anything. I'm not saying I don't support it or do, but it's like, it's kind of like I try to be like more of a symbol than than a face, right? And
Call, you're not Batman. You're a loser who spends all his time looking for fake symbols in innocuous media. You are not Batman.
I don't show up on screen and comb my hair and look cute for everybody.
I wish you would call. Let us see your face. Blackwing Hecate says, I will not have my friend Biggest Dumbest mocked by the common soldiery.
hope the channel will, speak for itself. The content is what really I care about. It's the only thing I care about. If not, then I guess I would show my face and
You can very much hear sort of the weathered, older guy in his voice in this video.
Yeah.
This is like a call for an uprising, but like, you know how they did Old Man Logan in the comics and like Old Man Peter Quill? This feels like an Old Man call video.
be all over the place.
What website is this? Brighton? Some other right-wing site? I've been on here before because there were some sovereign citizens who posted some videos here.
But
Hi, Cass.
Yeah, sorry. I'm kind of at a loss for words. I wasn't expecting this. I've seen, I guess, some people online are doing some things and saying some things and pretending to be me, which,
How do I know Call is really on Twitter? It's an assumption. It could be someone else. It could just be a fan of his. I personally think it's him, but I could always be wrong.
Yeah, see, so if you go back...
Armenia Owl says a whimper for an uprising. Sorry, go ahead.
If you go back to the beginning of that Twitter account, it's the person that runs the account, who I think is Call, yelling at someone for pretending to be Call.
Yeah.
Also, insider information, unless they're straight up DMing Call and telling him exactly what is said, which I think is what Call claims in this video, like, they would have to be, like, DMing him personally, because it's not posted on any of the forums in his website. And also, the way that he talks is exactly the way that the messages on Twitter are written.
Mm-hmm.
And just now he was talking about, the Twitter account's not me. He like stumbled over his words a bunch because he was trying to say a lie. And that's just my opinion.
At this point, he basically shows up in my particular Twitter notifications anytime his videos get a strike, because he assumes it's me. This I find very funny. At this point, anytime he gets strikes, he thinks I'm behind it, even though I am not 99% of the time. Like, I don't watch most of his content. I watch what I watch for this show, but other people probably, report his content because it's really fucked up.
Oh, do we want to hear the DMs that
no,
the Call account
no, we
sent
don't.
Me? Yes,
we don't.
do.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
Chat.
No, we don't, chat. Blackwing Hecate says, I would not put it past him. Didn't we have a sock puppet here, too? He may have. We don't know. Color by Emmy says, oh no, Baha, you have to look at his forums. Narnania Owl says, that reminds me of Sargon's obvious Twitter ban evasion account getting into an argument with an actual fan.
LMAO, no, I don't have to look at his forums. I just have insider information about the forums.
No hats off on Tinfoil Tuesday day, because I'm already wearing tinfoil. So save it for tomorrow.
So, I'm assuming that is one of the reasons why. Some of the stuff they were saying towards the LGBTQ, which I would sit here and say, don't do that, don't. But I agree 100% with everything that these people are saying. And I think the biggest problem that we have in society actually starts with the LGBTQ. So, it's a small portion of society, but this is why we have this extreme leftism and this extreme cancel culture that needs to be taken.
Call, you're not being canceled. You're a conspiracy weirdo they have made clear they do not want on your website, and you keep getting banned because you've been doing ban evasion for years. You're ban evading. You were canceled whenever the first time your channel got, removed. Now you're just being a child.
Care of.
Did I see Call's Wikipedia page? Oh god, he has a Wikipedia page? That's hilarious.
So I have two things going on right now. One is, I have my other channel. I'm going to have another one after that. And then two, I have mentioned many times over that I was going to do something if I kept getting treated like this and shut down. And I am. So there's a very good chance that I could take things to the street. And you might be like, what do you mean take it to the street?
Threatens us.
Uh-oh. Is he going to directly call for violence in a way that can be reported to Patreon? What a shock. Narnadia Owl says at this point he's self-canceling himself over and over, right?
I take it to the street, weapons and all. I'm going to take it to the street at some point in the next 6 to 8 months. And
Oh, well, no,
should we be reporting this to the police?
It's hilarious because he says right there, he said, I'm going to be taking this to the street with weapons and such. And then later in the video, he is like, and now, I'm not talking about taking it to the street with guns and shit. He didn't say shit, but like, I'm not talking about taking it to the street with weapons, just like a megaphone. And it's like,
One of these days, we're going to find out some dude who turns out to be called for an uprising went and did a shooting or something. It's going to be real bad. This dude is unhinged.
Oh, this is not on YouTube.
No, I can link you to the video, but this is not YouTube.
It's also not Call's account on
No.
Brighton. It's someone that compiles. They really like 3 certain conspiracy theorists, and so they take their videos.
And number 2 on that is all these people who have openly run their mouths and try to shut me down from having free speech. I'm going to pay them visits too. And they...
That's lovely. Call. I could take this to the police, you dumb asshole.
know who they are. But
Also, it's funny because that's almost exactly what the not call
Oh yeah,
Twitter
he does that
account
shit all the
said.
time.
Like, Christ. He thinks he's
They
slick,
are-
he's not.
I know. If I get murdered, 99% it was called for an uprising. So, if I get murdered, tell the police that, and then he will go to jail for the rest of his life. Brilliant.
not going to be able to connect any dots. So, hi.
They won't be able to connect.
They won't be able to
dots.
connect any dots between this direct threat I am making openly on the internet, which is now going to be, I'm putting this on YouTube, so...
Oh, and I saved this. I literally downloaded this video, I ripped it, and it's there.
Nick says, speaking of threats, there was someone on Herman Cain Awards whose parents died of COVID and is now threatening the medical facility that treated his parents. Lovely. Tea with Goblin says, honestly, I'm kind of flattered that Call is so threatened by us. I'm just sitting here in my trackies, and apparently my very existence is enough to undermine all of civilization. Thanks for the confidence boost, Call. D-Zug says, it's like the plot of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, only we aren't rooting for Call.
See him. I'll find him. I'll divide and I'll conquer, just like our government does. But I won't divide. I'll just conquer.
This is some megalomaniacal serial killer shit. Who the fuck talks like this? It's like Dennis Reynolds got a YouTube channel. I am a golden god!
I'm going to take things to a new level. I'm going to take things to the next level. I don't really care.
You can hear it the way that like he's swallowing in his mouth noises. You can tell that he's like seething with
Oh,
rage.
yeah.
Like,
He's
I'm
ranting
gonna
like
take
a...
it to the next level.
He's ranting like a video game villain. Is Call gonna wear a cape too? I hope so. If I'm gonna be murdered, at least wear a cape. Have some fucking style, for Christ's sake.
What anyone thinks that they're like, that's extremism. Go ahead.
Love you too.
Think it. Think whatever you want. You can come here. You aren't going to find any guns or anything here. I got 2 guns, my left and my right. Those are...
This is also funny because he says this, but then later in the video, he says, I don't have the something or health to go out into the streets. But I can work on getting the health. And it's like, okay, so you're so unhealthy that you can't go out to the streets, but he somehow thinks that his arms are weapons.
Mm-hmm.
They're my guns. All right? Should you be worried about those? Yeah, I mean, I would be if I was someone who was chopping off.
This is the thing that I've learned about Call. He's all bark. Let me put it this way. Someone made fun of him telling Surus before that he had reported him to VTube. Like, this is what Call does. He gets angry, he screams and he yells and he threatens. Then he realizes he sounds like an idiot and he backs off, and then he does his own thing, and then some other thing happens to his channel, which probably isn't even my fault, because again, a lot of people report his shit. And then he comes back, and he does the same thing to Surus and me, because he blames us for all his own fucking problems. It's so funny.
my tchotchke, you know, or any of these people who sit online and think that they're big tough people. I don't really care.
Oh, I'm not tough. I am not tough at all. She might murder you, though.
I'm getting a migraine. I can feel it behind my eye. This one.
See, I grew up in a different era, okay? I got bullied, and I got made fun of, too, when I was a
And you turned out just fine.
kid. People hear me, and they're like, oh, man, you must have been the worst. No, I got made fun of. I got bullied. And I realized it was a good thing. It's a good thing sometimes. Because you can look at the world and see these things and then fight back for yourself. And when I was aware of these things and started to, you know, it's not about self-esteem or ego. You just realize this is the world we live in. You gotta battle. Every day you have to battle. And if you think that Big Brother is gonna protect you, then you're living in a toilet with your head in it because you're so dumb to think.
I like that he's trying to give a megalomaniacal speech, but the best metaphor he can come up with, it's like sticking your head in a toilet. Blackwing Hecate says, flames. Oh wait, I can do this. Flames shooting out of the side of my face.
Think that Big Brother gives a rat's ass about you. And excuse my French. But if that's what you think,
Lupine.
you're living with your head in the toilet. Because Big Brother doesn't care. And guess what? The world that we live in now versus 20 years ago when people actually bully each other is so much far worse. Because nobody cares about each other.
So wait, is bullying good or bad? Because you consider me covering you and debunking you and making fun of conspiracy theories. You consider that bullying, which you think is bad, and you're going to threaten to murder me over. But now you're saying bullying is good and builds character, and that's why you're such an alpha Chad.
Spoopy. Come on, Spoop.
You gotta pick a position. Is bullying good or bad, Call?
Now. This world where they're like love and tolerance.
Sky Comet Fallen says, bullying is good. Record rewind. Hold up, what? What?
These people are the same hypocrites who are like, oh, you know, everything's about the LGBT, you know, in stores and stuff, but it's businesses trying to, you know, capitalize on us.
LGBT think they deserve rights. Wah! That's literally how Call sounds.
Yep.
Sorry,
Nobody
I have
wants-
a migraine and it's putting me in a mood.
To capitalize on you, you're embarrassment to society. You're a disgrace to society. And it's not because you're a perversion, it's because how you...
Lupine or Cass makes an appearance on the bingo card.
And he calls himself a Christian. I know, right? Call, I don't know if you know this, but by society's standards, I am not as embarrassing as you, which is pretty impressive, because I'm wearing horns.
And yes, someone said spoopy lupine. Yeah, so when we first got her, I called her spoopy girl, and it became like spoopine and spoo, and she really likes that name. It resonates with her for some reason. So whenever I call her by like spoo, she knows that she should come, like, right then. If we just call Lupine, then she's like, I don't need to take you seriously.
behave. You make everybody sick. That's why nobody likes you. You make everybody sick.
Call, I'm literally engaged. How are you?
Nobody cares other than that.
Oh, he talks about
Right?
losing
I mean, I
two
don't
of
care
his
what you do.
girlfriends or some shit later.
That's pretty funny. Spongy Lord says, yeah, but they're fucking sweet horns. True. Yeah, I heard about Dean Stockwell.
Behind closed
really
doors.
sad.
I don't need to hear about it.
I feel weird, like, he was 85. He was, like... If I made it to 85, I'd be happy.
I don't need to see it in the streets.
But still, it is a shame. I really liked him on Quantum Leap.
Right? I'm not running out my streets going, I love women, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to walk around in a thong and paint my chest. And,
Why does he think that
act like...
liking women means that you wear a thong?
I don't know. Did you know? Remember that time that I walked down the street and said, I'm bisexual in a thong? No? Because I haven't done that?
No.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
Like an absolute buffoon and make everyone sick in my community. No. And then they go, well, that's because you're accepted. We're not. Right. That's why we have
Yes?
straight pride parades. That's why straight people can do all these things.
Call, the entire reason for pride parades was to celebrate, like, Stonewall and other stuff. Like, that's how pride started. Was, like, rallies for gay rights, and then over time has transformed into like a celebration of the LGBT community and how far we've come. When have straight people in the history of America, or any country for that matter, had to fight for their right to marry? When have they had to fight for their right to exist in public spaces and openly date people of the opposite gender? Never. Because that's just considered the norm, which is fine, I don't care. But, like, there's a reason pride exists. Maybe look at literally any of history.
No, we can't. See, anyone questions you or talks dirty, or not dirty, talks negative about you.
Ooh, does Cole want me to talk dirty to him?
Hey, Call. We can talk dirty.
Oh, we could probably actually make him vomit. He's so grossed out. Hey, Call, when you come to murder me, maybe things will get a little spicy. You sure seem to like to talk about fudge a lot.
Yeah, you want to try
You
it
want
out?
to pack my fudge?
Oh my god. That's my job.
Raciology says...
Call's not a top.
Says, hi, I'm Call for an Uprising. Let me make a 13-minute video explaining in detail how much I don't care, how much I don't care, and how much I'm superior to you, and how you haven't affected me at all. I'm fine, damn it, perfectly fine. Racist disbelief of historical events? No. If you're talking about the pride thing, no, that's not racism, that would be a different thing. That would just be bigotry. Racist disbelief of historical events is more like someone saying aliens must have built the pyramids because people in Egypt back in the day wouldn't have had the ability or intelligence to build pyramids.
You cancel, you strike, you do whatever you want. Nobody cares what
I'll
you do
do
behind
whatever
closed
I
doors.
want. In the bedroom.
I don't care if you're dressing up as a cartoon character. I don't care if you're wearing costumes. I
Seems like you do. You've explicitly made videos about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
really don't. The fact is, I don't want to hear about it. That's all. I don't want to hear about it.
Then why do you spend all your time researching these things and having people send you things that make you mad on your forum?
Also, like, just stop watching Hannah. If you don't want to see her, if you don't want to see us, if you don't want to imagine our gentle lovemaking, then get the fuck out, Call.
That's the funny thing. Call could never see my face again. He just has to not click on this video. But if you're here, Call, you've already failed, and it means you want to watch the video for some reason. Steve with Goblin says, Call, queers have pride parades because we as a community have survived through homophobic and transphobic violence and discrimination for centuries. If you want something to be proud of, maybe work on overcoming your own crushing irrelevance, you pathetic hate goblin.
We love our babies.
And that's how all of us feel. So shut up. Shut your mouths and go about your life. The fact is, you want to push it on kids. And you think that mind control isn't real and brainwashing isn't real. And you don't realize that's why you are where you are. Because you've been brainwashed and mind controlled. And you've
Doesn't work
seen
like
all
YouTube.
these TV
Well, that's
shows with these
stupid.
characters and all this
Get a better interface, Brighton.
sick perversion.
This works, though.
Oh, nice. Cole, literally, what are you talking about? Were you brainwashed?
Mm-hmm.
Who brainwashed you into, who brainwashed me into being bi? Because I was bi as far back as I could possibly remember.
The Mummy with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz brainwashed me into being bisexual. Princess Amelia says, flashback to the vitriolic 2-hour back-and-forth Twitter argument I had with a user who insisted that replying to a tweet absolutely did not mean he cared about the sentiments it expressed. I've not seen Babylon 5, no. Someone asks, where did it go? Ah, there we go. John Rowland says, Pride events are fun and serve a purpose. Straight Pride, what would that even be? They tried to hold a couple straight Pride parades a couple years ago. It was very funny and very cringy. It was basically a Trump rally. Surprise.
Ooh, actually, I know what made me bi.
Okay.
Dark Angel with Jessica Alba and then whoever plays Eyes Only in that show.
Not familiar. Kirthan says, how many bits to have a stream of you just wiggling lupine the whole time? 10 million bits.
And that's why you are where you are.
Do you hear your sister, baby?
Not because
Do you hear your
you were
sister?
born that way, like Lady Barfbag says. No. No. It's because it was pushed onto.
See, Cole, funny thing is, I actually was born bisexual, but you weren't born a Christian. You were brainwashed, as you might say, into being a Christian. You're only a Christian because your parents or someone else was Christian. My parents aren't gay. My parents are straight, and they're still married. So, riddle me that, Call.
To you, like a perversion, like cougars, or what do people have? Foot fetish.
Did he just compare gay people to people who are into older women? What? Okay.
Strange things, right?
Hydrate.
Which are fine, I guess, if that's your cup of tea. Nothing wrong with older women, of course. But these
wanna say my
individual people, these groups of people, are the problem with society. Because if you have a problem with anything that they do or say, they will try and cancel you. So for the
Call. No. I was disagreeing with your videos and reporting them long before you ever addressed me or anything in regard to trans stuff that I had seen. The lights just shut off.
Oh, Lou's fucking with
Oh,
the mouse.
That makes sense.
seventh time in,
Blue. What color?
what is it, November
What color,
8th,
baby?
in 6 months. In 6 months?
color?
The 7th time I lost the channel. It's not a big
You should probably stop breaking the YouTube rules then, like videos like this, which clearly you already took down, which is why I have to watch it here. But stop breaking the rules. You'll stop getting channels deleted. Tea with Goblin says, I mean, LGBTIQ people are born into super queer-phobic environments all the time. I'm sure there are gay Amish folks. Sexuality is complicated and it can be fluid over time, but some folks are definitely born queer. Yeah.
big deal. It's not the end of the world. I still have these 2 channels because YouTube's so stupid that I could still promote my new ones still.
Be careful, baby.
And if they weren't such idiots, well, they would just delete these. But they won't let anyone talk against certain things like graphene, nanoparticles,
He's doing it again. He's still doing the medical misinformation. Stop it.
Neuralinks. This is the new thing that they're going to start to ban. And going back to that specific community, I didn't mean to go off track, is that we have a specific community that constantly are the ones flagging things in free speech. But they're a small portion of society. A small portion of society that could be locked up.
Does Call think all my fans and Cirrus's fans are queer?
Or
There's-
that we even care?
No, there's straight people in my community, believe it or not.
The only time that I ever think about Call is if I hear about a conspiracy theorist and then it makes me go, oh,
Sounds like Call.
Call's a fucking dumbass. Like, literally the only time I think about Call is to make fun of him.
Yeah. Blackwing Hecate with 30 bits.
Busted skull. He knocked over another ATM. This. Stop breaking the law, asshole!
Careful,
Imprisoned or excommunicated. So, a small portion of society. A small portion of society that could be locked up, imprisoned, or excommunicated.
He would like all LGBT people to be locked up. The United States already has the highest prison population in the world per capita, and Call would like to increase that with every LGBT person. That sounds reasonable.
So, those are things to think about. And those are things that I'm thinking about. Because what I'm thinking about doing
Is psychotic felony crimes?
is getting off YouTube and going to the streets. Oh, I'm not going to be carrying anything, just a megaphone, a microphone.
Which is
Do
the exact
that.
opposite of what he said earlier
I
in
know.
the video.
Go do it. Call. Go outside your house. For the love of God, please. I think it would be good for you. Go take a megaphone. Shout crazy stuff on the street like people with schizophrenia had to do back in the 80s and 90s. All this internet shit is exhausting. Rachology says, I grew up in the UK in the 80s and 90s under Section 228, a law that forbade teaching of, quote, pretended family relationships, aka gay people. A teacher could literally be arrested for talking about trans people being a thing. I really wasn't brainwashed into being bi or trans, quite the opposite. Tea with Goblin says, yes, throw all the gays into the horny brig together. This will go marvelously well.
I've got her.
I'm going everywhere I can. I need the energy to do it. I need the health to do it. Which right now I don't have the health to do it, but I can. Work really hard to get the health to do it. Because if these people
Impotent
piss me
rage.
off hard enough, which they are right now, I can do that. Because I care enough about the stuff I talk about. And I see what these people say. And I'm like, I don't care what they say.
I guess I never considered Call being out of shape. When I picture random people, I just imagine, generic, average people.
Yeah.
Do you think Call for an Uprising is, overweight? And I'm not saying that is derogatory in any way, shape, or form. I myself am overweight. I've lost 50 pounds so far, which is great. I'm just wondering. You think Call
I think
is...
he's probably just got knee problems.
Okay, he's also old. All his references are from, 45 years ago.
He thinks Madonna
But they think-
is still relevant to
Yeah.
today's youth.
Madonna hasn't been relevant in 30 years. Madonna was culturally... The last time I remember Madonna being culturally relevant was when she made out with Britney Spears.
Yeah.
At whatever MTV Movie Awards, maybe? Whenever that was. And that was 2005 or something. I don't remember. And that was a last-ditch, I need to do something for publicity move. That was the end of Madonna's career as,
Bye, Lou.
being prominent in pop culture.
I think that
2001, yeah, it was even older. That's 20 years ago, and that was the end of her career. I mean, I know she still works, but you know what I mean. End of her career in the sense that no one really gives a shit about Madonna anymore, generally.
we are all so far off and lost and stupid that it scares me. They are so dumb that they don't even realize that they're not human beings. They aren't.
Did you know you're not a human being?
I had considered it. The webbed feet should have tipped me off. I'm multiple ducks in a human suit. I'm multiple ducks in a lizard suit in a human suit.
And the ones who control them and manipulate them are the influencers. And that starts with a lot of people online. A lot of people who want to cut off their privates, things like that.
He really doesn't understand how intricate surgeries work.
No, also, is he referencing me here? Because
Yes.
I am not an influencer. I hate that fucking word. I have a very tiny YouTube channel call. Ashy Boo says, you can be overweight and healthy if you're eating right and exercising regularly, but I wouldn't be surprised if Call has some major health issues, at the very least due to his endless hatred. Constant anger is bad for your heart. I mean, so is, like,
Cheeseburgers.
I was trying to say the fat, not subcutaneous fat, but visceral. Visceral fat's really bad for you. Like, if you have a bunch of fat in your body strangling your organs, that's not great. Joey is strong. Thanks for gifting a sub. Blackwing Hecate says, also, not all trans people plan on getting bottom surgery. Raises hand. Cat dick girls rise up. Congratulations on your magnificent girl dick.
Shouldn't be taking advice from these people. They're mentally insane. If you were alive 30 years ago,
Listen, and he's like so mad that he's out of breath.
Yeah. It's very strange.
You might go, whoa, we've evolved now. We've evolved.
Call, 30 years ago was 1991. Trans people existed in 1991 and weren't being locked up in mental institutions. Don't get me wrong, trans people were not an open part of, general discussions usually. On sitcoms and stuff, trans people were often the butt of jokes. Look at Chandler's mom. They call her Chandler's dad in the show Friends. But it's his mom who is a trans woman. But they refer to her as Chandler's dad.
I didn't know that there was a trans person on Friends.
Yeah.
I know that I hate Friends.
They make it look like she's like a drag queen, but she like goes around and presents as a woman all the time. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is in the 90s, trans people, like, weren't getting locked in institutions regularly for being trans. People made fun of us, but it wasn't like the 1600s. We weren't getting burned at the stake. Blackwing Hecate says, raid time, folks. Love ya. Have fun. Muddy says, does this mean that reptoids have conspiracy theories about duck people running their government? Oh yeah, the duck people absolutely run our government. We have blurry videos of their webbed feet. Austie Watsy, thanks for gifting a sub. Rachology says, and if you were an influencer, the main message you'd peddle would be yelling at people to put their posters in frames. If I can impart any information to anyone ever, put your posters in frames. You can have posters pinned to your wall or taped to your wall without a frame if you are under 25 years old or currently in college. Other than that, if your poster isn't in a frame, you failed as an adult.
That is so classist.
Buy a fucking frame. A frame is like $15.
Okay.
If you can't afford a $15 frame, you can't afford a poster.
What if it was a gift?
That person was irresponsible not gifting your poster with a frame.
I hate this discourse. It makes me so mad. I grew up, like, extremely poor, like, to the point of not being able to buy food, and thinking about posters. Hannah's priority is putting posters in frames.
Yes, that's clearly what I mean. I clearly mean if you can't eat food, you shouldn't have nice things. This is a $10 frame. $9.99.
I could buy a whole day's worth of food for $10.
Then you shouldn't be buying posters.
We've accepted insanity.
True. Bittergrin says, so wait, I'm 43 but currently a senior in college, so I don't need frames? Sweet. You slip by in a technicality. That's 3 times more than the poster itself? Yeah. And the lifetime... Let me give you this. If you buy a printer, the amount of money that you're going to spend on printer ink is probably going to exceed the price of the printer over time. Sometimes there are things you buy that require other things. to work.
See, friends, don't put your posters in a frame if you live in an apartment. Because most apartments don't like it when you screw things into their walls.
You don't have
And
to screw things into a wall if it's a frame. They sell
easier-
cheap, lightweight plastic frames.
And it's easier to just put some sticky tack on your poster and take it down later.
Raven says, I use too much money on hentai stickers to get frames. You buy hentai stickers? Is that just for when you want to be randomly horny, looking at different things? You just stick them on stuff, and you're like, yes, I want to be horny when I look at this.
Oh, by the way, yes, this counts as Baja Blast. I'm feeling blasty. So.
Ashy Boo says, I like using frames for posters too, but $10 is a lot of money for some people, and if you get a poster as a gift or whatever, it can be hard to afford a frame for it. Let people have decoration without gatekeeping or subsidized frames. I, as your first trans president, am going to... We're going to do a $7 trillion infrastructure bill, but the whole bill is, with every purchase of a poster, it comes with a frame that's paid for by the government.
I have 2 posters downstairs. I'm going to hang them up tonight without frames.
Don't do that, please.
I'm going to do it.
Please don't.
Why?
Because I don't want that. I don't want our house to look like a college dorm.
I'm still in college. I can do it.
You're in grad school.
I go to a college every single day.
I'm not in college, though. So
Okay.
that... It
Then
can't...
don't touch the posters.
I will touch the poster. It'll be very easy. They're not in a frame. Narnia Owl says, free healthcare, poster frames. We were going to include free healthcare, but then Manchin was like, no, can't do that. So we get poster frames.
These people are mentally sick. We shouldn't be listening to anyone
The only thing
with this type
sick
of sickness.
about
What we
Hannah is her shilling for big frame.
It's true. They pay me a lot of money to consult.
should be doing is caging them. So,
Here then says, let's go!
if these videos or this video gets a strike, I don't care. I really don't. On these main channels. You know where to find me now.
That video's gone now, so either he decided he did care or it did get a strike. So either way, that's fun. Mitchell says, cancel Hannah for being, I assume that's supposed to be like bougie.
Okay? The link is below. Look for it, click it, subscribe. I got nowhere else to go for the time being. I'm making a new channel as we speak. And they might sit there and go, oh my gosh, he's violating
He's kind
TOS.
of slurring. Like, maybe he's drunk.
He could be. Raven says, I don't care. I really don't. I'm not crying.
I'm violating TOS by having multiple channels. Okay?
You are if the other ones have been banned. It is. You can't just say things that aren't true. I mean, you can, but I'm going to call you out on them. Sky Comet Fallen says, Cole, if you throw me in a cage, you need nipple clamps and fuzzy handcuffs. Otherwise, forget it.
You're not. So, at the same time, prove that it's me on these other channels.
We can hear your voice call. And the channels are called A Call for an Uprising with the same exact logo and your voice. And you post links to the channels and say, go and follow me.
And he literally says, hey,
This is what I'm doing. This is my new channel, and you call YouTube stupid. Prove it. We just saw you admit it, you dumb asshole.
There's something coming up that is going to be funny because I have something to say.
Ari Anon says, I agree with Baja, except also every poster I've bought costs more than a frame for it would. I've never gotten a poster under $15, and those are cheap ones, so I don't know where y'all are getting your posters. I think I've seen some posters for like $6 to $9.
The place near us, like the resale DVD shop, they have posters for like $9.99.
Like, of course, the first one's like a weird horny image. This one's 44, this one's 44, this one's
Those
15.
aren't posters.
Oh, those are the
from
disc plate
plates.
things. Here's one for $7. There's one from Zazzle for $8 that you can customize. $9.99, $11, $27, $19.99. Small poster printing, affordable glossy or matte laminate. That's a custom thing. Let's look at like posters, Marvel, something that's licensed. That's always gonna be more expensive for the licensing. Yeah, we're looking at like $10 roughly. This one's actually only $3.99 because you color it yourself.
And it's from Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, don't buy from Hobby Lobby. The delivery for that one's more expensive than the poster itself. $12.93 at Walmart. Yeah. Anyway, poster discourse. I'm imagining, I just realized how hilarious it is that if Call wants to rage watch this video, he has to sit through like 15 minutes of poster discourse.
Yeah. Also, someone asked if Lupine made an appearance. Yes, she did.
Hashtag waste calls time 2021.
Prove it.
Hashtag
Different
make
phone number.
call vomit 2021. Give me a
Where's
kiss,
now?
dear. We're gonna make call throw up.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh no, I can hear my voice.
Yeah, I can hear mine too. I accidentally did the pass-through thing when I touched your head. There we go.
All right, you got to put your phone number in. Oh, that's how they're going to catch you on TOS, right? Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare get a throwaway.
Okay, do that, and then once you don't have access to that phone number anymore, when you have to, like, do two-factor authentication to get into your channel, you're not going to be able to.
Okay, but also, so Google knows if you use like one of those apps or whatever, where it's just like, you know,
Make up a temp phone number.
a temporary phone number. So he literally would have to be buying a new like track phone for every single channel.
Wouldn't surprise me if he
doing
did.
that.
He probably does do that. He's a weirdo.
But like, I kind of don't believe that. I think that he's just saying that to be like, I'm so smart. When in reality, he's not.
Don't you dare outsmart the system. I've been doing it my whole life.
Don't you
I'll continue
dare.
to.
He's like being
So you-
very campy, like, don't you dare.
He's dripping. He's dripping with, like, drama, and I am
Yeah.
so evil. He could be a fucking Disney villain.
Don't you dare hit me with that whip, Hannah.
Neural Alchemist, thanks for 11 months, says almost a year and worth every penny.
Flamers listening who want a flag, keep doing it. I'll always win. I've said it since I was a young kid. I will never. I've lost many things in my life. I've lost pets. I've lost in sports. I've lost girlfriends that I loved.
Oof.
Yeah, that was sad.
Kirthan with 100 bits says, Baja, this is for you, and it's a bonk horny jail. Ashy Boo says, Hannah is too much of a bottom to even hold a whip. What are you talking about?
It's true. I was pretending that it was Cole saying that because he's being very, like, melodic.
And India Owl says, sounds like Call is getting tired of winning. I think if I tried to pick up a whip, it would just, like, my hand would pass through it and a pop-up would show up, like, do you want to upgrade to the Switch DLC? It's like $50. I'll just get fucked. That's fine. I'll wait for the Game of the Year edition to come out, and then I can top.
I'm glad that I had the top built in to my operating system. I was just made that way.
It's like different versions of Pokemon. Your friend gets one, you get a different one, and then they're compatible, you know?
Yeah.
Muddy says, I think that this is the best type of live I could have caught. Mitchell Drummer says, I just want to say that I love every stream that Baja joins. You two are so wholesome and lesbian icons.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
People in YouTube comment section don't like me. It's really funny.
But I will never, ever lose to a flamer at anything.
I mean, you've already lost a bunch of channels. It's not my fault. If you want to blame me, that's fine, but it's on you.
He also has a lot less sex than you do.
That's true. Narnia Owl says Pokemon Dom and Pokemon Sub.
You might say, well, that's pretty egotistical to say. Well, how can you lose to someone who's mentally insane?
Isn't being prideful one of the 7 deadly sins or something?
I gotta hear that evil laugh again. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Maps and Mimic says whips can only be attuned to by tops or switches. You need at least a multi-class into it.
Insane. Make sure you sub.
It's not even a good evil laugh. I can do a better evil laugh than that. Hold on. Let me hear what he says.
That's pretty egotistical to say. Well, how can you lose to someone who's mentally insane?
All right, let me do it. I'm crazy, I'm crazy, I'm crazy, I'm crazy, I'm crazy, I'm stupid, I'm crazy. After all, how can you lose to someone who's mentally insane?
Okay, my turn.
Okay.
I am in high school theater again. After all, how can you lose to someone that's mentally insane?
No, see, you start off too strong. You gotta build it. You gotta build
I
it.
don't build it.
You gotta.
I don't build. I go straight at it. I love you.
Love you too. Fresno12 says, love you, Baja. YouTube chat is crazy.
Thank you.
Reptilicant, thanks for 300 bits. Raven with 30 bits says, and then he drinks a martini because he thinks he's so clever. Maps and Mimic says, oh damn, that was good. Someone clip it. Verkanon, thanks for 15 months. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub. MW1642, thanks for 200 bits. Level
Baja skips the preamble. Total top energy.
Level 1 complete on the hype train.
Make sure you sub to the channel below. Love you guys. Appreciate you. God bless all of you and your families.
And Baja, make sure you dom to the channel. Astro Fox with 100 bits. So that's what Call's up to. Absolutely lost his goddamn mind. Oh, this was a different video I was going to cover because I thought the other video was completely gone. Luckily, Baja found that for me. But he's also claiming the Travis Scott Astroworld thing was a satanic ritual or something. But we can cover that another time.